Morrow wide open from the far side. The long pass to Davila, opening him up for three, and he drains it.
Great hustle by Mike Traficante. Cosquet drives inside now, and he gets the bucket. Rejected by Alex Masick. He covered a lot of ground to make that play.
Rejected by Caden Kelly on the defensive end. And now here's Tamani for three, and he knocks it down. Great ball movement there. Arcudi will toss it up from long range, and there it is. Back-to-back three-point shots.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the gymnasium here at Milford High School, as Milford TV is once again happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. What a matchup we have for boys basketball tonight, as the Davenport Division Milford Scarlet Hawks take on the Kelly Rex Division Oliver Ames Tigers. This is a matchup that for quite a long time was a divisional matchup, with Oliver Ames making the switch from the Davenport to the Kelly Rex over the off-season. And so now just one matchup a year between these two teams. Oliver Ames was really the school that emerged as Milford's chief rival once Milford entered into the Hockomock League several years ago. But now just one opportunity to see these two basketball teams match up on the court per season, and it should be a good one here tonight. And of course, Milford is coming into this matchup on a 4-game winning streak. Wins against Stoughton, Canton, Foxborough, and most recently a 65-42 victory over Sharon High School. That was last Friday. A quality performance all the way around for the Scarlet Hawks. Another 20-plus point performance out of Zach Tamani. He had 22 in the win. And Anthony Arcudi, a resurgence offensively for Anthony, as he scored 15 points in the win, and a solid effort once again on both sides of the floor out of Caden Kelly as well. So the captain's doing their job, the rest of the team following suit, and Milford now in very good position in the Davenport Division standings. They are your leader in the Davenport. Milford coming into play tonight in first place. They are 7-3 overall on the season, 5-2 within league play, but just a slim margin over North Attleboro, who is currently the second place team in the Davenport. North Attleboro coming in overall at 7-4 and 4-3 within divisional play. So just a one-game lead for Milford, which means every game is important as you look to those standings for perhaps a Davenport Division crown for this Milford team with still just about half a season to go. But every win against league competition is an important game. Oliver Ames, of course, as we mentioned, a member of the Kelly Rex Division now. They come into play tonight with an overall record of 6-6. They are 4-4 within league play. So a little bit of an uneven beginning to the season for Oliver Ames. They actually come into tonight's matchup losers of their last two straight. So it has been a bit of a struggle for the Tigers in their first season in the large school division. They're coming off of back-to-back losses to Taunton and Mansfield. A 62-59 loss to Taunton back on January 17th before getting absolutely blown out by Mansfield back on January 20th. That was a 72-42 loss in their last game for the Oliver Ames Tigers. So they look to break out of a 2-game losing streak, whereas Milford will hope to push the winning streak to 5 games. There was quite a bit of extracurricular activity when these two teams met last. It was here in the Milford gym right at the end of last season. And a little bit of pushing and shoving taking place after the game, even some rowdiness amongst the fans, so you just never quite know what to expect when Milford and Oliver Ames get together. It should be a sensational matchup. Again, the Milford Scarlet Hawks taking on the Oliver Ames Tigers. We will have the opening tip when we come back next here on Milford TV. Right back inside a very rowdy Milford gym, as it is time for basketball between Milford and Oliver Ames. Your starting fives for tonight's game. First for Oliver Ames, it is number 10, Nick Welsh, number 12, Matt Muir, number 13, Jack Spillane, number 14, Dylan Mahoney, and number 22, Carter Evan. And for the Scarlet Hawks, it is the usual starting five of Anthony Arcudi, Shane Cosquet, Zach Tamani, Caden Kelly, and Alex Masick, as Tim Coet and Patrick Garapi bring you coverage of boys basketball here on Milford TV. And Patrick, I would say this crowd is amped up and ready to go.
Quite a large crowd tonight, Tim. I'm excited for this one, too. As you highlighted earlier, we got a story of two teams trending in opposite directions, with Oliver Ames dropping their last two and Milford winning their last four. Milford coming off one of their best wins of the season, and Oliver Ames coming off one of their worst losses. But at the same time, we know the history between these two teams, and so Milford should know this isn't going to be an easy matchup. Let's see what happens.
Ball already tipped a couple of times as Milford settles down the opening possession. We'll see a 3-ball from Zach Tamani from long range. He can't nail it down, and Oliver Ames pulls away the rebound. Away immediately swings it down into the near corner before kicking it back outside. The Milford crowd continuing to be very loud through these opening minutes.
Get some toilet paper?
Some streamers possibly getting tossed out on the court. The fans maybe just a little bit too amped up for this first quarter action as the possession continues for Oliver Ames. They try for the inside bucket. That looked to be Matt Muir inside, but the shot didn't fall. Now Anthony Arcudi up the floor. Swings a long pass to Kosket. Now back and forth, they zigzag the passes. They find Kosket open outside, and his shot misses.
Hey, good ball movement from Milford there, but no luck yet on the shots.
We saw a tremendous battle between these two teams in the JV game just a few moments ago. Oliver Ames able to hold on for the win. Milford made it close in the end, as now this shot rattles home from three-point range for Jack Spillane.
And that's a heck of a shot by Spillane with a defender right in his face.
It was Carter Evan for this Oliver Ames team that came in as one of the players to watch, but Jack Spillane is actually their leading scorer to this point in the season, averaging 15 points per game.
Risky inside pass there by Tamani, fortunate to get it to Masick.
Masick has his pass attempt blocked, but he's able to fight for it. Now here's Arcudi from three, and he gets it to rattle home to tie the score.
And that's a big response basket for the Hawks right there, because right now Oliver Ames is feeling pretty good about themselves early on in this game.
As I mentioned in the open, a great game for Anthony Arcudi last Friday against Sharon, 15 points. At times we've seen Anthony Arcudi bottled up a bit in terms of his scoring production over the last few weeks after really starting off very strong out of the gates. So a good sign for Milford to see Arcudi in the high teens in points. Off the inbounds pass, here's Shane Kosket, and he makes it back-to-back threes for the Hawks.
And now Milford's starting to feel that momentum that they've been feeling over the last few games here.
The ball out of bounds. Milford thought it was off of OA, but they get the bad news, and as you can hear, the majority of the gym disagrees with the call. Now the officials getting together, though.
This could be a big early call in the game, Tim, with momentum being established here, and Milford's got it.
So they changed the call after getting together. And even 6 minutes to play in this first quarter. An early 6-3 Scarlet Hawks lead as Alex Masick will inbound the basketball. Gets it in the hands of Kosket. Dangerous pass to Tamani, now gets it back.
Oliver Ames players doing a good job on the defensive and getting in the way of the lanes.
Very active hands out of the Tigers early on. Here's Tamani from three. Off the side of the rim, Masick fighting for the rebound, just could not secure it. It rolls off his fingertips and out of play.
Great job by Masick.
Good effort, but it will be Oliver Ames to inbound. Caden Kelly guarding that inbounds pass now. Tamani with tight defense on Mahoney. And a stoppage here with 5:36 to play.
And that doesn't look like an easy matchup for Tamani there. Mahoney coming in as the bigger body.
Another inbounds pass as Oliver Ames gets it into Carter Evan. Now in the corner, that shot off the front of the rim, taken by Mahoney. Now here's Tamani, he'll pick up speed, he'll split two defenders, and he gets the layup.
Great job on the transition by Tamani, ever so quickly up the court and into the basket.
Hard pass underneath the basket, pulled down. Now second chance effort, and that will roll through. Count it for Evan.
A player that has been highlighted coming into this game, Carter Evan. And a good second effort there. First handling that hot pass that came in a little high, and then getting his own rebound for the two, and now at the line to make it a three-point play.
Milford crowd lets him hear it as he releases the first free throw attempt and, or I should say, completes the three-point play. Brings it to a 2-point margin, 8-6, with now 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Kosket looking for a pass partner, gets it to Davila, who checks into the game. Tamani getting an early visit to the bench. Masick in trouble inside, he kicks the pass out. Goes as a backcourt violation.
Milford's got to be able to work the ball down low a little bit more. Too many players just standing still, not moving around right now.
The officials setting up the inbounds pass. They have to displace the cheerleaders momentarily as the ball gets sent back in by Spillane. Now the bounce pass inside. Quick ball movement for Oliver Ames. They swing it around for three. No good. Caden Kelly able to secure the rebound after the miss by Spillane.
Kelly's been a good presence on the defensive board so far.
That pass looked like it was intended for Kelly. Ended up in the hands of Davila, but he couldn't finish the layup. Now it's Shane Kosket. He gets the steal. Long lead pass for Davila. He gets there and again can't finish.
Good play by Kosket, but a little bit too much of an air ball on the pass over. Not enough oomph on it.
Nate Davila has improved his touch around the rim so far this season, but couldn't knock down those two early layup chances. And meanwhile, a very friendly bounce right off the front of the rim. Count it for Nick Welsh.
Pretty deep three for Welch, too.
Pushes Oliver Ames in the lead 9-8. Low scoring period to this point. Kosket and Arcudi going back and forth again. They try to get inside, but that interior defense so far for Oliver Ames has been very stout.
Yeah, try a little too hard to force that pass.
And they go right back to Welsh. Back-to-back threes. And just like that, a 12-8 margin now in favor of the Tigers.
You know Oliver Ames got to be desperate for a win tonight.
This time they're able to get it inside to Masick, who then dishes to Kelly, who gets the bucket. Now quickly the other way, a miss. Oliver Ames initially controlling that rebound.
Kosket sacrificing his body there. Looks like he's doing okay though.
We'll see the sophomore Brendan White check into the game for the first time, replacing Masick. Now another wing three, this time no good. The rebound just eludes the grasp of Caden Kelly. The ball kicks out of play. It will stay with OA. 2:48 to go in the period. Welsh, the inbound, the quick scoring opportunity. Oliver Ames can't finish it, but they will go to the line.
It was a nice power move to the basket, Tim, able to draw the foul and get himself there.
Dylan Mahoney, one of the three Oliver Ames captains, shooting the free throws, and another good bounce going Oliver Ames' way. The three captains, Mahoney along with Carter Evan and Nick Welsh, as Mahoney goes 2 for 2. It's a 4-point Oliver Ames lead. Kosket can't find a way inside. Now they'll find Davila in the corner. He doesn't like the look. Now the ball swatted away. Arcudi tries to save it, but it goes out of play off of Milford.
Great defense there by Nick Welsh, forcing the turnover. And as I was saying before, Oliver Ames really needs this game, trying to salvage their season currently at the 500 mark.
Coach Seaver right now trying to find the right mix on the floor. He checks Zach Tomorrow into the game. He replaces Davila. Good elevation inside for Oliver Ames, but they can't get the bucket. Now here's White, full speed ahead. And they'll call the offensive foul.
to the dismay of these fans.
A very vocal group throughout this first quarter. Still 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the first. Milford's offense came out firing to start this quarter, but they've slowed a bit.
Some bad luck underneath the basket for Oliver Ames.
They've had some opportunities from point-blank range over these last few possessions. They just can't put it in. Milford's had similar bad luck at times in the quarter, as now this ball gets poked away, nearly back to Cosquet. Now Oliver Ames able to finish on the other end of the floor, as again it's Welsh. It's up to 8 points now in the first quarter for Nick Welsh. Milford trying to find the answer. They get the inside pass to White. Now Cosquet awkwardly to Tomorrow. Now it's Kelly, the tough fadeaway jumper off the back of the rim. The ball loose towards the corner. Kelly tracks it down. Here's Cosquet to White, and White gets the points.
Much needed points from White there. Milford's offense having some trouble in the opening quarter.
16-12 the score. Welsh on the move again for the Tigers. Now they work baseline, and nice move for Carter Evan around Caden Kelly. A 6-point Oliver Ames lead inside of the final minute of the first quarter. Here's Cosquet, makes the move inside, gets it out to Arcudi. They'll wave off the basket and call the travel against Milford.
Just gotta learn from your mistakes if you're Milford and keep digging away here.
White almost coming away with the steal off the inbounds. Good move inside for Oliver Ames. Now the ball gets stripped away. Looked like that was Cosquet who made the steal. Now tries to go the other way, almost loses the dribble, gets it back. Now here's White, out to Cosquet for three. Close. Arcudi gets the rebound, and Coach Seaver calls the quick timeout with Arcudi down on the floor. Didn't want to take any chances. Calls the timeout to stop the clock with 17.7 seconds left. Quite a pace to this first quarter, Patrick.
Yeah, so far, and I don't blame the coach for taking the timeout there. You really want to kind of compose yourself and get a good playoff to end this quarter and make yourself feel a little bit better about your effort going into the rest of the game here.
An 18-12 margin right now in favor of Oliver Ames. Again, Milford came out strong. They had a couple of threes early from Arcudi and Cosquet. But Oliver Ames with a fine performance in this first quarter, particularly by Nick Welsh. Able to push the visitors in front as these two teams continue to talk things over. We talked about Jack Spillane for Oliver Ames offensively, who came in averaging 15 points a game, good for 5th in the Hockomock League. Zach Tamani, meanwhile, 3rd in the Hockomock League, averaging 16.2 points per game heading into tonight's activity. So two premier offensive talents in the Hawk squaring off against one another as now the two teams retake the floor. White lobs it out to Cosquet. 15 seconds to play. Milford a chance to play for the last shot, but that pass glances off the hands of White. And now it's Oliver Ames with 8 seconds to go. Plenty of time as they move up the floor. Cosquet almost gets the steal. Owe recovers. They drive to the basket now. Step back for the fadeaway shot. No good out of the hands of Spillane. And that will end things here in the first quarter. So it finishes up at that 18-12 margin. Milford trailing Oliver Ames. We will step aside and have the start of the second quarter next here on coverage of Milford High School boys basketball on Milford TV. Back to action here in the Milford gym. Second quarter underway now between the Hawks and the Oliver Ames Tigers. Oliver Ames with the 18-12 lead and the basketball to open the quarter. As Tim Coet and Patrick Garapi bring you the call here on Milford TV. And inside for Evan, the ball tipped away. Possession going to the Scarlet Hawks.
Excellent job by the Hawks there, and something I was going to comment on too, Tim, is that the Hawks really need to tighten up the defense underneath the basket, and that's a great example right there.
There's Tomorrow now, he gets swarmed by a pair of defenders. Back outside for Kosket, trying to free Arcudi in the corner. Ball rims out. Rebound collected by Jack Spillane.
Offensive woes continue for the Hawks.
Perfect shot from Spillane from long range.
Perfect to say the least. He squared up and he looked about as confident in that as he did from the moment it got out of his hands.
Welsh with the tip on that pass, but Milford recovers. White in some trouble inside, dishes out to Tomorrow, and a much-needed three-pointer knocked down by Zach Tomorrow.
Big, big bucket.
Makes it 21-15. Another outside look for the Tigers.
He is hot. Spillane again.
Up to 9 points now in the half for Jack Spillane. Meanwhile, Milford has been without the services of Zach Tamani for much of this game. And finally, he will retake the floor. He replaces Shane Kosket. Alex Masick also back out onto the floor. Just talked about it, third in the league in scoring, and he has been a non-factor to this point on the night. Hoping to get back into the swing of things here with still 6:21 to play in the half. He'll get the ball in his hands. Still 20 seconds on the shot clock. Goes back and forth with White. Now into the corner for Arcudi. The defense closes in. Tamani open on the near wing if they can find him. Instead, White drives inside, lets the floater go. Not enough elevation on the shot.
Good patience from the Hawks, but it didn't pay off there, unfortunately, for him.
This defense has been a tough matchup for the Scarlet Hawks so far as OA just keeps letting the long-range shots fly. That time, no good. Milford pushes the tempo now as that ball gets deflected, and it ends up doing the Scarlet Hawks a favor as it goes in for two.
Wow, what a fortunate break there for Arcudi.
Arcudi will get credited with the bucket, but a major assist from the Tigers as that ball gets swatted loose right into the hands of Tamani. He runs the floor, tosses it up, and he gets fouled.
Great effort by Tamani. You know he's feeling a little bit motivated after having sat out of the game for the last few minutes here. Needing to energize his team.
24-17 now the score. Tamani with just 2 points on the night prior to making that first free throw. Caden Kelly now will get a seat on the bench. He's replaced by Pat Bergioli. Tamani, a clean trip to the line. Brings the deficit down to 5 as Davila comes close to getting the steal. Carter Evan, the move inside, no good.
Evan, a beast right there, following up his rebound again, and again bring himself to the line.
So they count the bucket.
You gotta imagine that Oliver Ames is gonna be looking to take advantage of the fact that that Caden Kelly is now out of the game, and it's a pretty good matchup in their favor with Evan on the floor.
Evan doesn't come through with the free throw. Keeps it at 26-19. Every trip up the floor, Milford has really struggled to get anything going. This defense has been very physical, very active for Oliver Ames in this first half. They do manage to find Nate Davila, and he gets the three.
And give Masick some credit on that play for sticking with it and being able to kick it out.
Now from the corner again. And that time it's Evan showing his outside shooting.
Working him inside, working him outside.
And even 10 points for Carter Evan in the half. Milford in need of some stops Here's Davila open outside again. No luck that time. Arcudi scoops up the loose ball. He can't get the jumper. Gets it back again. And third time's the charm for Milford.
Fortunate on the offensive boards, but the ball kept coming to him, so you got to take advantage of it.
It's a 5-point deficit for Milford right now as timeout is called on the floor, and even 4 minutes to go in the half. We will take the timeout as well. 29-24, Oliver Ames leads it here on Milford TV. Back out of the timeout. Just under 4 minutes now to play in this first half as Evan takes it up the floor. Now dishes off inside for Mahoney. And that will be Milford ball.
Looks like a little up and down there.
Tamani taking the ball up the floor. Milford still playing without Caden Kelly. They haven't had their traditional starting five out on the floor for very long in this game. Here's Davila from long range. Looked good, but not quite out of Davila that time. A couple of opportunities for the rebound for Milford, but now Oliver Ames with the ball on their side of the floor, and just over 3 minutes to play in the half. Oliver Ames has led in this game since about the midway point in the first quarter.
Great move by Evan, but coming up short on the fall through to the basket.
That ball tipped out of play, last touched by the Tigers, and here is Caden Kelly back out on the floor. So Milford now with Tamani, Davila, Arcudi, Masick, and Kelly. And now another dangerous pass as Welsh was streaking in looking for the steal. No look bounce pass to Masick. Now here's Arcudi, all kinds of time from the near wing. The shot doesn't land for the senior captain.
Arcudi having some troubles tonight from deep.
Now the drive inside, aggressive, and losing his footing as Oliver Ames recovers. The three-point attempt no good, and the fans let him know it.
That almost looked like a hockey check.
Arcudi passes up the look from the corner, dribbles it back outside. Coming down to 2 minutes to play. Arcudi telegraphing that pass a bit to Tamani. The shot clock winding down. Now here's Davila. He gets the look from three off the side of the rim. And the deflection goes right to Carter Evan. Now in full speed up the floor, but the shot blocked by Caden Kelly. And the foul called against Milford.
I think they're gonna say he got a piece of the body on that one.
The referees again come together. Again, such a blazing pace to this first half. Just getting a quick look at it, but from our perspective, looked like it was all ball. The fans certainly thought it was all ball.
It was a heck of a hustle play by Kelly there. Very LeBron-esque, traveling down the court, hustling back to get to the boards.
The last thing Milford wants is more fouls on Caden Kelly, such an essential inside presence, especially in a matchup like this. Right now, the officials continuing to talk things over with both the Milford players on the floor and Coach Seaver on the sidelines. Coach Seaver looking understanding of the explanation he received from the ref. So a technical foul called, as it turns out. Shots coming up for Jack Spillane. Tough to tell exactly what the call was there, Patrick.
Honestly, it just looked like he came in hard, but I mean, beyond that, it really wasn't that overly aggressive. I mean, it didn't look like anybody went down too awkwardly or too hard. Yeah, I'm kind of baffled myself, Tim, but the game goes on.
And after those 2 free throws, it's up to a 7-point Oliver Ames lead. It's been right around a 5 to 7 point margin for the Tigers for much of this half. Trying for the alley-oop, it looked as if, right there for Oliver Ames, but the pass off the mark, and Tamani takes it coast to coast for the layup.
Tamani splitting through the defense like Swiss cheese.
And now another timeout is called. This one will stop the clock with exactly 90 seconds to play in this first half. Tough, physical Hockomock League basketball on display here in Milford tonight. It is a 31 to 26 lead for Oliver Ames over Milford here on Milford TV. Back to action. Less than 90 seconds now to go in this first half. Oliver Ames up the floor into the corner now. Milford doing a good job defensively on this possession. The shot clock down to 8. The outside look from Spillane is no good.
Good chance
Kosket,
to gap.
tough pass from Kosket to Davila. He was just able to keep it on the surface. The shot taken by White, no good, but Kelly gets the offensive board. Now here's Davila from 2-point range, well short. White tries to save it, and it ends up in the hands of the Tigers. Again, they push it up the floor. Spillane. Now they dish off into the corner for Welsh. Welsh no good. Now here's Kosket trying for the home run pass ahead to Nate Davila, but too much on the pass.
Just a little too eager there. He had him too.
You could see as soon as Kosket released the pass, he knew he put too much on that one. Oliver Ames to inbound with 30.8 seconds left in the half. Milford trying to find a way to grab a basket or two here down the stretch. Trim down this deficit. Good defense on the inbounds pass for Kelly. He steals it. Here's Davila. And Davila just off on his stroke so far tonight.
More bad breaks for the Hawks.
A great defensive play from Kelly. Excellent look from point blank range for Davila, but he just couldn't land it. Now the final 8 seconds, Oliver Ames playing for that last shot. They bring it inside for Evan. Now the ball swatted loose, and Kosket will just hold on to it as the rest of the clock winds down. That will do it for the first half. And a little bit of chippiness as the two teams leave the floor. Athletic Director Peter Boucher and also Oliver Ames head coach Don Byron out on the floor. And Coach Byron is hot right now as he goes over now towards the officials. Coach Seaver also hot, so the emotion's starting to boil over. Boy, Patrick, we talked about it before the start of the game. We expected some emotion out of these two teams. We end up seeing it out of the coaches here right at the end of the half.
No love lost at all, Tim. I mean, I'd only heard the stories coming into this, so to see it happening in front of me is quite exciting.
So, looking back on the play on the floor, Oliver Ames heads into halftime with a 31 to 26 lead. We'll see how that little bit of an emotion boost there at the end of the half will play into things on the floor as we head into the second half. Very interesting when these two teams get together. Their lone matchup on the season, and they've made it a good one so far. Again, 31 to 26, OA leads it over Milford. We'll step away for halftime. Still much more to come in this one, so stay tuned to coverage of Milford High School athletics here on Milford TV. Welcome back inside the Milford Gymnasium. An outstanding atmosphere on this Tuesday night as Milford and Oliver Ames clash on the court. It is the Oliver Ames Tigers with a 31 to 26 lead over the Milford Scarlet Hawks. Your leading scorer in this game overall is Carter Evan with 10 points. The leading scorer for Milford, Anthony Arcudi, with 7. 7 players on the score sheet for Milford versus just 4 for Oliver Ames. but those 4 players have been a doozy for Milford to handle defensively, Patrick.
Yeah, and defense is the key word there, Tim. It hasn't been very Milford-like tonight, allowing 31 points in the first half. Over the course of this 4-game winning streak, the max that they've allowed has been 52, so not on a good pace right now, but we'll see if they can tighten it up in the second half.
A quick deflection out of play, and to that point, Milford overall on the season allowing an average of 51.7 points per game, one of the better marks in the Hockomock League. Oliver Ames well on their way to going over that allotment of points that Milford has allowed. Away inbounds the basketball into the hands of Jack Spillane with 9 points in the first half as he gets the ball stripped away. Carter Evan, I should say, gets the ball stripped away, but he collects the loose ball and gets 2.
Looked promising for a moment there, Tim, but Evan's a talented player. He stuck with it like he has all night.
Milford with Tamani, Kosket, Brendan White, Anthony Arcudi, and the big man, Caden Kelly, as Tamani lets that one go from long range, but off the rim.
Threes have not been the best friend to Milford tonight.
Now a long one unleashed by Spillane, well behind the arc. Bounce pass into White. The defense closes in again. They look for Tamani, and he gets the 3-pointer.
Good break for Tamani there, sticking with it. We just talked about the 3-pointers, but if they're going to go in, then hey, if you got a good feeling, fire away.
Tamani up to 9 points. Meanwhile, Welsh wasting no time getting the jumper. Caden Kelly in trouble as he works baseline, kicks the pass back out to Kosket. 13 on the shot clock. The ball now in the hands of Tamani. White again, nowhere to go inside. It's Arcudi now from 3, off the rim. The ball muscled down by Kelly. Again gets the rebound. A lot of contact, no whistle. And finally, Oliver Ames settles down the defensive rebound, but on the other end of the floor, Tamani, quick hands, gets the steal. Quick pass ahead to Kosket. Kosket misses on the layup, but he'll go to the free throw line.
A good effort so far from this entire game from Kosket. I've likewise seen him finding players and having good passing vision. But the Hawks really got to find a way to get Kelly more involved on the offensive end down low, because that was a nice example of his dominance in the low post.
Just about 2 minutes into this third quarter as Kosket knocks down the first free throw. Caden Kelly with just 2 points in this game so far. They came back in the first quarter. Kosket a make and a miss. The deficit back down to 5. That was the starting deficit for this third quarter. Again, quick release from 3, and that ball gets wedged in the basket.
Just saw that the other night in the Celtics game with Isaiah Thomas.
Caden Kelly uses that 6'4" frame to knock the ball loose.
Milford's got to find a way to establish a rhythm. They haven't been able to do that all night, and that's been the problem, as they still only managed to trail by just 5.
Oliver Ames' offense has proved to be very dangerous between the inside presence of Evan and the hot outside shooting.
Great turnaround look there by Kelly. Got to hurry back on D, though.
All alone under the basket, and there's Mahoney. Mahoney had 4 first half points. The "Let's Go Milford" chant raised up by the fans. Milford needing to try to find a way to get more stops on the defensive side of the floor. Shot clock winding down. Long pass to Arcudi. Now it's Kosket who tosses it up. Can't get it to go, and now after pulling down the defensive rebound, Jack Spillane will get fouled. Milford committing the bulk of the fouls in the first half. At times forcing Tamani and Kelly to the bench. 4:42 to go in the third quarter. Caden Kelly caught a little flat-footed there initially. The shot wouldn't go for Oliver Ames.
Good effort by Kelly on the defensive boards. Coming back Milford's way now. They need a bucket.
37-32. Milford has not led since the early stages of the first quarter. Tamani trying to get that pass to Kosket. Now a nice move getting the ball in the hands of Matt Muir. No good on the first attempt, but the second chance points there.
Great follow-up.
And Tamani trying to follow up with a three on the Milford side of the floor. Can't do it.
Feel a little desperation from Milford right now.
Oliver Ames feeling confident to release those shots from any spot on the floor. Drive baseline. Shooter wide open on the perimeter. No good that time for Welsh.
Milford's got to find a way to work this ball around quickly enough because OA has been doing a great job of cutting off the lanes to Kelly down low. And the three-point shots have just not been going in so far, at least on a consistent basis.
Here's Kelly taking the pass out on the perimeter, gets it to Tamani. Dangerous pass. They end up calling the foul. Must have called it on Tamani. When these two teams met up last season, both games, Milford's offense was held relatively in check. A 41-33 low-scoring game at Oliver Ames back on December 18th of 2015, and then they followed that up with a more back-and-forth game here in the Milford gym last season. It ended up being a 55-44 win for the Tigers. Milford did lead that game at the half, but Oliver Ames with a good comeback and a good solid effort again for Carter Evan.
They are surging right now, Tim.
The lead up to 9. And I believe is the largest lead of the game so far. White, the quick jump shot from the free throw line, no good. Kelly able to direct that pass in the direction of a teammate. Now Arcudi, again, a good look from outside, and those misses for Arcudi out on the wing have been costly.
The struggles continue.
Here's Evan. Good vision, finds Spillane.
Excellent movement there from OA.
Milford completely back on their heels as we wind down under 2.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Just 6 points so far in this quarter for the Scarlet Hawks. Here's Kosket. This bounces right to Caden Kelly. Fresh shot clock for Milford is now White forces his way in.
And good on White for being aggressive because the shots just are not falling right now. It does not look like Milford has the right touch.
You can see some of the frustration on the faces of these Scarlet Hawks players out on the floor. Milford a 4-game winning streak coming into tonight. Oliver Ames a 2-game losing streak.
Both on the verge of being snapped.
2 good free throws for White. Brings the score down to 9. Quick turnaround shot.
Nice touch from Welch.
Everything has fallen for the Tigers in this third quarter. 45-34, that pass just barely making it into the hands of Kelly. Couldn't get enough elevation for the shot.
Good defensive pressure there from Evan. Is shaking his hand a little bit right now.
Kelly that time able to pluck that pass down. White thinking about it from 3. Get it into Kelly. The ball deflected to White, and White gets the layup.
Lucky break for White. Looked like a broken play there that happened to fall right into his hands.
Brendan White trying to be the spark plug that gets this offense kick-started once again. A timeout taken on the floor with 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It is a 45-36 lead for Oliver Ames over Milford here on coverage of Scarlet Hawks boys basketball on Milford TV. It was an emotional end to the first half as the two coaches for these teams had to be separated. It was the question of who was going to channel that emotion into their play into the second half. The answer, at least so far, has been Oliver Ames, controlling this game with a 45-36 lead with less than a minute now to go in the third quarter. And there again is Welsh. Up to 14 points now in the game. Zach Tomorrow back onto the floor. He's pinned down. Able to get the pass back outside to Arcudi. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Lob pass back to Tomorrow. Now trying to find Kelly inside. The ball knocked away. It will stay Milford ball, but with just 3 seconds left on the shot clock. 19.1 seconds left in the quarter. Milford looking for the quick catch and shoot. They get it to Tomorrow. Swing it to Arcudi. And his shot is short. Did not touch the rim, a shot clock violation.
More bad breaks for the Hawks here as the third quarter is closing out and the deficit is getting wider.
Oliver Ames with the basketball. A chance to play for the last shot, but instead an aggressive move up the floor. And it will end up going as an offensive foul. So Oliver Ames looking for the quick strike instead of playing for that final shot, and now an opportunity for Milford with 10.1 to go.
And that was another great play by White there, trying to be that spark plug.
Kosket calmly takes the ball up the floor, the feed into White. They'll try Arcudi again from three-point range. It's off the side of the rim. 1 second to go. And they will call a foul as the buzzer sounded. And I believe they did call that against Zach Tamani. Both teams going after the loose ball after the Arcudi miss. And again, the officials talking it over. There's no time left on the third quarter clock. Both sides have gone to their respective sidelines. Jack Spillane was left out on the floor all alone to shoot the free throw. Now he joins his teammates. So hard to know exactly the official call there. We'll see if the free throws end up coming as Milford now comes back out of their huddle. They've advanced the scoreboard to the fourth quarter. 8 minutes to go in this game as Milford retakes the floor with Anthony Arcudi, Zach Tamani, Shane Kosket, Brendan White, and Caden Kelly. Tim Coet and Patrick Garapi here on the call for Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV. It has been an entertaining basketball game. And so we'll see Oliver Ames inbound the basketball here, up 47-36.
Milford needs a big quarter here, and they need to find some sort of consistency because they haven't found it all game.
A miss to start out the quarter for the Tigers. Now here's Tamani. Quick pass to Arcudi, who then tried to get it back to Zach Tamani. The ball kicked. Milford will inbound, and the student section trying to raise their energy level once again. It's been a loud gym for the majority of the evening, although a bit more subdued here in the second half, as they tried to get that pass into Kelly, but taken away by the Tigers. Now here's Evan from 3, off the back of the rim, flying in, trying for the rebound. Good effort from Matt Muir, but the Hawks settle down the defensive rebound. Here's Kosket through traffic, can't finish.
Still just off on the touch, everything but. Oh.
And now after the play, the foul called on Kosket. He raises his hands in frustration.
After whacking the ball out of the opponent's hands. Frustrations are coming to the surface right now for Milford, but there's still too much time to be showing that.
Milford trying to manage the emotions, playing an opponent that has been a fierce division rival in years past. It's a team we've talked about at great length so far this season that plays with their emotions on their sleeve, and at times can be an asset to them, but they have to try to keep it in check here, as now we see the technical free throws out of Jack Spillane. He misses the first, much to the delight of the Milford crowd.
These fan sections have been going back and forth with each other. No love lost.
Spillane makes the second, upping the score to 48-36. So a 12-point deficit for Milford to overcome with 7:13 to play in the fourth quarter. Nick Welsh ball handling, dishes it off to Spillane. Back outside to Evan, thinks about 3, now swings it to the corner. 3-point attempt, no good. Caden Kelly, with a little help from the hoop, gets the rebound.
Great job by Kelly on the defensive board.
Here's White. Absorbs the contact as he goes up for the shot.
And I tell you, this kid's been playing a great game tonight. This sophomore, Brendan White, he looks like he could be a big part of the future for this team, making some big plays on a night where his team is really struggling to find those.
Brendan White never afraid to do the dirty work inside, and that has led to a lot of playing time for him on the floor here tonight. Got into this game early and has been a fixture out there on the floor ever since.
He's earned it.
Comes through at the free throw line, where he is 4 for 4 tonight. Has 8 points overall. As that ball gets deflected out, Milford thought it was off Oliver Ames. The Hawks have not gotten the benefit of too many whistles tonight.
And that was a close call there. Hard to argue that one.
Oliver Ames breaks the press. Here's Evan up the floor. That ball tipped.
White again.
Brendan White just continues to shine here on the floor for Milford tonight. Can it pave the way for a late comeback? The deficit at 10. Tamani heaves it into Caden Kelly. And a whistle stops the clock at 6:28 to go. Fans getting restless. As Kelly now talks things over with the official before Oliver Ames inbounds. Joey DeMarco out on the floor as part of the 5 for the Hawks right now, helping defend in the backcourt. They weave the pass into Mahoney, eventually in the hands of Evan, who finishes.
Yeah, tough break from Milford there. They're starting to just get into feeling it right now, you can tell, but the defense still isn't quite there.
They try to ride the hot hand with White, and White draws another foul.
And that's exactly what Milford needs right now, is to get some points without the clock moving.
Oliver Ames up to an even 50 points, leading 50-38. White will again try to knock that deficit back down to 10. And that one rattles home.
When you're having the kind of night he's having.
6 for 6 from the free throw line tonight as Tamani gets body checked. And Coach Byron, not liking what he sees, calls the timeout. That stops the clock with 5 minutes and 55 seconds to go. It is right now a 10-point basketball game with Oliver Ames in front 50-40. Milford trying to orchestrate a comeback getting into the late stages of this quarter. We'll see if they have it in them when we come back next here on Milford TV. Back out of the timeout, Oliver Ames, ball up 10. Tamani pestering defensively, getting into an awkward situation. The ball ends up in the hands of Milford. Really all you can say about that is now Tamani offensively kicks it out to White for 3 off the front of the rim.
Thought he was going to get the bounce.
Oliver Ames to inbound again. That ball knocked loose. Tamani there. Can he settle it? Gets it ahead to DeMarco. Now DeMarco double teamed, and he'll kick it back out to Tamani. DeMarco back and forth with Tamani. He'll shoot the long range 3 off the rim. Arcudi tries to save it. The high bounce. White there, but Welsh able to pull it down.
Misjudging that one. He was right there for it too, but I think he thought someone else was going to get their hands on it.
Not a surprise at this point when White is right in the middle of the action. Welsh with the 3 ball, no good. Second chance effort for Carter Evan won't go.
Good breaks for Milford, but they got to make him pay on the offensive end.
Trying to bring the deficit down to single digits. They do with that layup.
Gotta get back, gotta get back.
The ball ends up out of play. Down to an 8-point Oliver Ames lead as they will inbound with 4.5 minutes to play. All the way out to Matt Muir. Around to Spillane. Oliver Ames keeping it out on the perimeter, looking for that 3. Spillane, a deep ball.
That one hurts.
Good defense from Milford, but unfortunately an even better shot out of Jack Spillane.
He's had that shooting going all night too.
Tamani trying to answer back. The difference in this game has really been the 3-point shooting. It's been there all game long for the Tigers. Milford, outside of a couple of early looks, has just been stymied from outside. The hook shot inside, no good for Maloney. Here's Tamani, tough shot inside. The rebound pulled down by Evan.
That was a tough force by Tamani there.
Time running out for the Scarlet Hawks, 3:20 to play. A 4-game winning streak in jeopardy. The excellent feed inside to Dylan Maloney. And it's back up to a 13-point lead. As a hush falls over the gym into Brendan White, who again ends up on his back.
He's gonna come out of this game with some bruises.
He's going up against some big bodies inside throughout this game. try to keep the hot free throw shooting going. Milford needs all the points they can get with just a tick under 3 minutes left to play. Chance to bring the deficit down to 11. How about 8 for 8 from the free throw line for Brendan White. Gets back defensively as Milford gets back in numbers. DeMarco, good tight defense. Evan passes up the three and instead goes right to the basket.
And a great move by Evan there, using his long reach to get around a pretty long player himself in Caden Kelly.
Two minutes and 36 seconds to go as once again it is Brendan White at the line. So Milford now with 10 points in this fourth quarter. 8 of them have been scored by Brendan White at the free throw line. A bit of a bobble out of Spillane. He's able to find Maloney inside. He can't connect, but gets the rebound and gets the bucket.
And what a job to stick with it there. This is the most points that Milford has given up in just about a month.
The total up to 59 now for the Tigers as White can't get the layup. And they will wave off the basket. A break for Milford as Welsh is called for the offensive foul. Just 2 minutes and 1 second to go. Here's Tamani from three, it's short. Milford has only hit 1 3-pointer in the second half. They've only made 4 shots from the floor in this entire second half. 13 of their second half points have been scored from the free throw line.
Just hasn't been their night offensively, Tim.
Inside of 2 minutes. White's jumper from the free throw line, no good, and this game just about out of reach at this point for the Hawks, down 59-46 with 90 minutes to play. Tamani gets the steal, works around the defender, ends up getting fouled.
He's not packing it in yet.
So the first man besides Brendan White to step to the free throw line tonight, in this fourth quarter, I should say. Well, if there's one bright spot in this game for Milford, it is that their free throw shooting has been excellent. 15 of 16 on the night as a team. Unfortunately, not enough shots from the floor. Trailing it by 11 with 1:23 to play.
Still a nice little silver lining to take out of this game.
DeMarco trying to poke that ball free. And Oliver Ames dribbling that ball out of bounds. we'll have a timeout. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Milford trying to reach deep into the bag of tricks to stage a comeback for the ages. 59-48, the deficit for the Scarlet Hawks, as we play on here in the fourth quarter on Milford TV. Back out of the timeout, Milford ball coming down to the final minute. Milford doing a lot of passing. They don't have a lot of time left to work with. Finally, it's Arcudi who unleashes it from three-point range, and finally Arcudi rewarded for his efforts.
He's been looking for that all night long.
Arcudi was Milford's leading scorer through the first half with 7 points. He knocked down a three. That was his first shot of the night. Has had several attempts since then that have been unsuccessful, but coming through with the three-pointer here to bring the score to 59-51, an 8-point margin with 1 minute 9 seconds to go. The key here, Patrick, is going to be some quick stops on the defensive side of the floor, something Milford has really struggled with all night.
Imperative, and really they've been having trouble finding their rhythm on both ends, and so it's going to take a lot to pull this one out here, but if you come out with some determination and a good first stop, you never know what can happen.
Milford retakes the floor with that same five of Tamani, Arcudi, DeMarco, White, and Kelly. Spillane will look for the inbounds, guarded by Kelly. They're able to get it into Nick Welsh. Arcudi nearly swatting that ball free as the ball got inside to Carter Evan. The foul called on Joey DeMarco. That will send Evan to the line with 1:03 to play.
Probably one of the last players that you want to send to the line, but Milford really didn't have a choice at that point.
Evan's next point will be his 20th. And Evan off the back of the rim. Kelly deflects the ball all the way out to center court. Jack Spillane there. Bad luck for Milford.
It's kind of been the story of the night, Tim. And unfortunately, it's continuing on right through the final minute here.
Just 1 second ticking off the clock on that play, as this time Spillane knocks down the first free throw. "16 points in the game so far for Jack Spillane. Spillane knocking down both shots, under a minute to play. Quick pass into White, back outside for DeMarco, a little over-aggressive on that three-point shot. Maloney hanging on to that rebound and then getting the foul.
Milford's chances getting a little slimmer with each missed bucket and foul given on the other end.
A small contingent of Oliver Ames fans making the trip out for this game here tonight, but that small group getting the benefit of a fourth quarter lead, a 10-point lead, as they applaud Maloney at the free throw line. And two misses. Tamani down into the corner, the quick release for Arcudi, and that's off the side of the backboard.
Just another example on those last two shots from the outside from Davila and from Tamani there. You know, you can tell they're not feeling it tonight. They're off.
Another quick foul for Milford. They will have Oliver Ames play out the remainder of this game from the free throw line. It's now Matt Muir at the line. Anthony Arcudi hot after that last call. Zach Tamani trying to keep him under control.
Officially the second most amount of points that Milford has given up this season to a team.
So a lot of misses here at the free throw line for Oliver Ames late. Unfortunately, Milford has not been able to capitalize. Here's Tamani, he'll take it inside, he gets the 2. And now once again, Maloney will go to the line. And it seems like Caden Kelly has fouled out of this game. With 23.7 to go. Caden Kelly has been just such a solid presence for Milford all season long, and still collected the rebounds in this game, Patrick, but really just could not get into the swing of things offensively. But as you've pointed out, really the story for the majority of the players on this roster for Milford tonight.
Just been struggling a lot, and always been doing a great job of getting hands in the lanes and disrupting plays from even happening. And Kelly's been a complete non-factor on the offensive end, which is a shock. But at the same time, it's not a shock that this is the score as a result of that.
So Kelly's still out there on the floor. It may have actually been Brendan White who fouled out of the game. So Kelly out there now with Brajoli, DeMarco, Arcudi, and Zach Tamani. .7 seconds left. And again, Maloney 0 for 2. He's 0 for 4 from the line in this fourth quarter. DeMarco trying it from 3 again, gets it blocked. Able to track down the loose ball. Now the bounce pass to Tamani, down to 10 seconds. Milford doing an awful lot of passing here. Finally, Arcudi tosses up the shot, no good. Kelly with the rebound, back out to Tamani. He clears himself and gets the 3 as time expires. Just too much time taken on that possession for the Scarlet Hawks. Tamani ends it with the 3 ball to bring the score to 61-56, but unfortunately that is as close as the Scarlet Hawks get.
It was just too little too late, Tim. I mean, lots of good things happening at the end for the Hawks, but I mean, it wasn't until the last 2 minutes. It just wasn't there for them on either side of the ball tonight, but at the same time, we can't talk about the emergence of Brendan White and the light of hope that he's going to be for this team going forward. And also it shows Milford, you know, despite the recent hot play, still a lot of things to improve on both ends of the floor as they look to go forward and toward the tournament.
Meanwhile, a heavy presence of Milford faculty out on the floor, making sure that cooler heads prevail as both team and fans head for the exits. But a tough loss for the Scarlet Hawks here tonight, 61-56. That 4-game winning streak comes to an end, and they will look to get back on the winning path on the road in their next game. That's coming up on January 27th, a tough road game, as Milford will travel to Attleboro High School to take on the Bombardiers with a 6:30 start time. Oliver Ames, meanwhile, after brushing off that 2-game losing streak, will next be in action on the 26th, taking on Foxborough in a home game. And so Milford with the loss drops to 7-4 overall on the season, 5-3 within league play. So we'll have to see the results of the North Attleboro game here tonight to see if Milford will retain the top spot in the Davenport division. But that wraps up our coverage for tonight. A big thank you to our Milford TV crew on hand, our director Rob O'Keefe, our camera operators Mike Sperling, Malcolm Zale, and Robert Arujo. And for Patrick Garapi, I am Tim Coed. Again, that final score one final time, 61-56. The Scarlet Hawks fall to the Oliver Ames Tigers. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.